I'm trying to be fair and balanced and make it clear this is not an ad, so I've decided to pair it with something. Okay, so my experience having USAA with AAA and having USAA without AAA. Alright, so today is Tuesday, 30 September 2025, and here I, Tanis Coralee of Seattle, share what it has been like having the experience of having USAA as my car insurance with AAA, AAA, roadside assistance insurance, as well as USAA without AAA, and roadside assistance. This, although it has other stuff too. So this is experience I had prior to when I filmed this video on Tuesday, 30 September 2025. Yeah, so growing up, AAA was the one that everybody knew because there was it was roadside assistance. However, it was also like you get discounts at hotels and stuff like that if you had AAA. And so it was kind of it was a household, but also like a community well-known. Whereas USAA it wasn't really talked about communally because it was car insurance and everybody had different car insurance. it's a brand, so to speak, of car insurance. And so, which does actually come with roadside assistance. So my experience is I have not actually called USAA on roadside assistance. I have called AAA a couple of times in my life. I think, oddly enough, I think it was all when I was living in California. In Albany, California was my base, my kind of thing. It's not the only roadside assistance company I have utilized in my lifetime, which maybe I'll do a video on that. I got a flat tire in Scotland, and that was the AA and Quick Fit, so it was a different, but I've used AAA for, I was having a security system problem with a van for a department thing, and I called and they couldn't ever find us. That was when I was a teaching assistant at the University of California, Berkeley. And then a different time I was at a Safeway and locked my keys in the trunk of my car. So I called AAA and they showed up and got my keys. So I have used AAA. I have not, and I think it was USAA. I talked previously about signing up for USAA, and I think it was switching the account to me when I was 25 years of age. So it was previously like my dad was in control of it, and so when I was 25, we transitioned it over to me, but I think it was USAA before. So in that sense, I haven't called it even when I've had overlap. I have had no problems, like as in like they don't get along. I have not, and if they don't get along, it has not made it through to me. So in that sense, they've done well for themselves. So yeah, there we go. And so essentially it's called this is it's been intermittent. My like having, USAA and AAA at the same time. Intermittent means it's not a blanket case, right? So I don't always have this one brand of car insurance with AAA. No, it's been intermittent. So what is something that is or would not be intermittent? So it'd be like something like my Oscar Piastri buying the house my granddad and Grandma Rosemary built. Becomes a permanent thing. Yeah. So that's an example of something that's not like oscillatory, so to speak, as it stays the same. Permanent. So there we go. That is my experience having USAA with AAA and having USAA without AAA.